Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Parents Lounge, TPL. I'm your host, Jason Gowan. Unfortunately, you'll notice I am a little lonely tonight starting out the show. My esteemed co-host, Mr. Jamie Kaler, is on set shooting Tacoma FD. As you know, he works on that show, whenever they need him, and he has been keeping me up to date. He is still on the set, so he'll call in when he can. But if you haven't seen what Jamie's had going on this week, let's take a look at a video he sent in of him at home homeschooling.
Working, Daddy!
What's the matter?
My iPad's not working.
iPad's not working. It's okay. We're still homeschooling. I don't know if you guys knew that. Some people in the country, there's nothing happening anymore. In Los Angeles, this is happening. I'm homeschooling still. It's been over a year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna make it much longer. I'm hanging on by a thread, people. It's homeschooling two of them. Yeah, I'm getting a degree, a double major of kindergarten and second grade. I didn't enjoy it the first time I did them. I'm definitely not enjoying them now. How's school going today?
Dinner and Claire's on the
Looks like we're going to go in the emergency room sometime this afternoon. There's Claire, homeschooling, in her uniform. I'm not going to lie to you. I just finished breakfast, did the dishes. I have to start mac and cheese here in a little bit because it's Mac and Cheese Monday. That's a ritual that we have. It's been a year. I'm not going to make it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I've made some terrible choices in life.
There he is. He's hanging on by a thread, but I think he was very happy to be on set today and get a little bit of break from his continuing education in second and first grade. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me tonight in Mr. Kaler's absence, our first guest is known as the Duchess of Darkness, Pod Cassie, and is currently the guest booker and co-producer of The Family with Tom Barnard. Tom Barnard is one of the top radio personalities in the country, based out of the Twin Cities in Minnesota. She is also the mother to 11 children and an absolute delight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Winifred Schrader.
Hi.
Mrs. Winifred Schrader.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm sorry. I was laughing because I was watching Jamie and I could so relate to him because we have 5 kids doing full distance learning still. And I'm about to lose my mind.
You always seem like you're kind of just hanging on.
Yeah, it is. I give teachers props because I have my one who's a 3rd grader and he's special needs and I have to do everything with him to keep him on task. I can't imagine having a classroom full of my son. That I would lose it. So yeah, I spend a lot of time. It's a
special gift. It's a special talent. I think that you have to have.
Yeah, it is. And I'm doing my best and I hope I'm doing him justice because he's going to enter 4th grade in the fall and I'm fingers crossed they're going back to school.
Oh, I think that they might be.
I hope so.
And also our other guest this evening, the man of 5,000 voices, a hilarious comedian actor from Reno 911. He's the voice of Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. He's been featured in Animaniacs, Minions, SpongeBob, The Grinch, and hundreds of others. And you can currently see him right now in his new movie on anywhere you can rent your movies online in Witness Infection, Mr. Carlos Alazraqui.
Hey, what's going on,
buddy? How are you?
Good.
How's it going?
Good to see you. Boy, I feel lucky because all the homeschooling and checking out Jamie's video and you with the kids and a special needs kid, man, that's just that's an honorable thing. You know, my wife is taking care of it all. And I'm just here to, stress break. I can fill in. I can keep the kids alive for an hour. I can do that. As long as their iPads have juice, we're fine.
Are your kids currently in school right now, or are they doing kind of a back and forth thing?
Hybrid, Monday and Tuesday for 2 hours, and they're roughly the same time, 12:30, 12:45. We can walk to school. So I've noticed a change in my wife, Laura. There's a little bit of happiness. She's not going to go full Jack Nicholson in The Shining right now.
I'm this close.
Yeah. She stopped typing, and she's not talking to Lloyd, the bartender, anymore. So I think, that 2 hours, that 4 hours a week right now, she's looking forward to. So it's nice. It's taking the edge off. We're liking it.
See, I because of my kids being so young, I haven't had to deal with any of this. So
Mm-hmm.
like my kids are just home always, and because my wife, because of her medical condition, we've been quarantined over a year. So we're just here, and we've kind of all go to our separate corners of the houses, and
Go to
we've
room 237.
yeah.
Uh,
and we just kind of what my wife and I reconvene at the end of the day and try to put back what's left of our home from the children after they destroy.
no,
Yeah.
I know.
It's
I
like
have to
setting a
walk
flea
around.
bomb.
I know. I have to walk around with a dust broom, trying to keep up with the kids. And we also have 4 cats and a dog. So there's constantly
Yeah.
stuff I have to do in between doing school and stuff. I mean, we do have a hybrid model here in Minnesota, but we are a compromised household. My stepdaughter's a type 1 diabetic. I have Crohn's disease, and we have a newborn in the house. So we just
Wow.
decided the rest of the year, we're just going to stay full distance until more vaccines get out. And hopefully by fall, everything should be safer to go back to school.
Let's hope. Let's everybody get on
Yes.
board.
I hope
Yes.
What
well,
do you need to do?
you got to work from home, right? Carlos, you and I talked about it a little bit. So how'd that to tell everybody? I mean, obviously, I listed some of your accolades. Your IMDb page is like the longest thing I've ever seen in my life. There's like hundreds of credits there.
Yeah, been at voiceover for a long time, and obviously this year during COVID, a lot of engineers helped many of us who were not experienced with our own equipment, because even before COVID, there were several voiceover actors who would work from home, especially people that have commercial campaigns, So we got it set up. This is my little Star Wars trash compactor, and I've done about 80% of my work from home. I've been able to go to a few different places for Solar Opposites, and a couple other shows, but mostly still in the house at home. So I can literally roll out the Ethernet cable. I have this little Acme spool of wire that I hook up to the modem, and then off I go. And so it's been pretty nice. And working on the Casa Grandes on Nickelodeon, Victor and Valentino, Camp Coral, which is a SpongeBob spinoff, and whatever else, comes my way. I've been very fortunate to work from the house. So in a sense, yeah, like you, we're all at home most of the time, And I know Laura does get jealous because I'm working in the booth going, hey, who? I'm Rocco. Hey, making a parrot noise. Oh, boy, this is tough. Well, she's like trying to be a human Roomba inside the house, cleaning up with the kids. Basically, yeah, you guys are all human Roombas that cook.
Yes, that's how I feel.
I will cook and clean. What do you need? Because you're going from kid to kid to kid. I see her ping-ponging back and forth. And I'm like, I'll be out in the booth earning the bacon. Little lunchbox.
You should totally come out in a sweat, be like, "Whoo, I gotta go lay down and take a nap."
Yeah.
Well, it's gotta be taxing on the vocal cords.
Went down in the coal mines. Yeah, it does. Sometimes hey man, that was a really tough session. And little small violin for my wife.
Yeah.
Tough session. Why
because I don't know a ton about the voiceover stuff, but how long does an average session for like a show take?
Average session about 2.5 hours. You're booked for 4 hours, and very rarely will you go the full distance. But occasionally you will, and they're not too much. And a lot of the times you're doing additional dialogue replacement, ADR. So for example, I'm going to work on Camp Coral or a SpongeBob episode this Thursday. It's booked for an hour and a half. I'll probably have a lot of like, hey, get out of there, background noises, and I'll probably be out of there in an hour. So it's pretty nice. But then I like pretend I'm still doing it. I'm like on YouTube goofing around. Oh, that was a long, full 4-hour session, honey. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if she hears voices coming out of the booth, like if she were to check, she wouldn't know if it was you working or not.
Yeah, no, I'm doing my TikToks, honey, and my cameos. Doing my TikToks and my Instagrams and my cameos, working on self-promotion.
Are you on Cameo?
Yeah, I am on Cameo. Look me up. Yeah.
That's pretty. You're the first person I've ever met that's actually part of Cameo.
Yeah, and it's a good way to make people happy, make a little extra income. A lot of times I'll do charity stuff, but that's fun. And we use our tools, right? If the voice is what's bringing things home or self-promotion, I'm trying to prepare for. Hopefully, I know Jim Cummings is going out to cons with the face shield and all that kind of stuff. Cons are a nice way to make some supplemental income as well. However, because of COVID, those stopped. So
Yeah, a
I
lot of
think
them
we
went virtual.
yeah, like what Jamie's doing between working on Tacoma FD or what we do between things is it's always about self-promotion. And so if you can do a few tickets, I have a series on Instagram called How I Came Up with a Voice. If
Oh.
anybody's interested, it just
Yeah.
tells the story about when I auditioned for Rocco, what were they looking for? Or when I came up with a voice for a Bane in some of the versions of Legion, it's called Legion Doom, Bane Legion. And so I just tell people how I came up with all the voices, and I put that content out, and it builds your following. And then hopefully that following will follow you to a con, and you exchange, pleasantries, and you keep going. It's always about self-promoting. So using the old voice.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's got to be rewarding. Do people, when you're out, do people ever just like recognize you from your regular voice and go, "Hey"?
That's happened before. Hi, Poochie. That has happened before, where somebody go, "Hey, are you the voice of Rocco?" And I'm like, "Could you tell that from my voice?" And you sort of slide into it. I go, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I am." But it's rare. It's rare. I think they know your body of work before that and have seen you on various voiceover related shows. There's an excellent documentary called "I Know That Voice," which was produced by John DiMaggio from Futurama and many other shows, Adventure Time. And that helped get a lot of voiceover actors some notoriety. Rob Paulson hosted a show called Talking Tunes. Rob, of course, Animaniacs. He's Yapinski. And Yakov? It's Yakov, isn't it? Or is it Yapinski? Why don't I know that name? But Rob has done some things. And so it's helped voiceover actors become recognized in the public. So that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, I can contest to you guys really getting out there and promoting, because being a guest booker on the Tom Bernard show, we've actually just had Rob on.
Oh, good.
Talking about that. And, when I look at guests, I try and get those type of guests, especially voiceover, because I think you guys don't get the recognition that you deserve, because you're just known by your voice. You're not known by your face or like a regular actor. And that you guys, like Rocco's voice. I remember when I was younger. I mean, my sister just loved Rocco's Modern Life. And it's so like, cool. As soon as you hear that, it brings you right back to being a kid again. And I just love it. And when I go to cons, the last one we went to was Galaxy Con. The guy who plays the voice of, or used to play the voice of Kermit the Frog, was there. And it was so cool just to see his face and that sound come out of his mouth. Yeah. It was fantastic.
And now it's a guy named Matt Danner who's doing Baby Kermit on the Muppet Babies. And I never understood it from my end how it affected people, because I was the first Spyro the Dragon, for example. Come on, let's go get Nasty Nork. And people love Spyro or Rocco. And I didn't get that level of affection until I was talking with people I already know for years. Fred Tatasciore and D. Bradley Baker, big, huge voiceover guys. They're my friends, no big deal. I only know how to play one video game, which is Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. My friend, comic Vince Valenzuela, was the voice of Francis in Left 4 Dead 1. So I'm talking to Fred and D about this game, the only game I know how to play. And I said, I love Left 4 Dead 2. And Fred goes, I'm the voice of Boomer, the big guy that spits vomit on you. And D goes, yeah, I'm the spitter and the Joker and the Riddler or whatever. And I'm like, no, oh my God, no way. And I totally fanboyed out. And then it was then that I realized that if you spend so much time with something and you meet a person behind that voice, it's a big deal, because you finally you make that connection. And I was blown away. So I get it now. And it's now I understand. And it's a mutual thing that I appreciate, that people really have liked the things that I've done, because they may not be as marquee as other things right now, because it's tied to their past, but it's still special to them,
Exactly.
So it's a
well,
cool
sometimes the voice is as iconic as any, Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, like Scooby-Doo. I mean, you know that voice lifelong. I mean, it's just that Winnie the Pooh, same thing. Like, it's just
That's Jim
And-
Cummings now. Yeah. Oh, bother.
I tear up every time I hear Winnie the Pooh's voice because it's so special to me. Not just because my name is Winifred or Winnie, but it was very special to me and my mother.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I had a little Pooh bear, and I would watch Pooh movies and Winnie the Pooh movies and books and stuff. So that's one of those voices that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I just love it.
And of course, Jim was not the original voice, but Jim Cummings has been the voice for many, many years, and he does it so well.
Yes.
And just to watch him do it, to really get that just right in the range. And I can't get the bass and the texture that Jim has. I can get an approximation, but you watch him do it, and it's like, oh yeah, it's very you. You are Pooh, dude. So it's pretty cool. It's like, that's a friend of mine, you know. And I get to I tell people I get to hang out with all these really cool jazz musicians that can play any note you want at any tempo you want. Tara Strong, Great Lyle, Tom Kenny. I could go on and on. The whole cast of SpongeBob, the whole cast of Fairly Odd Parents. They're all just brilliant. They're all really, really good at what they do. So we're lucky. We're lucky.
You were the Mr. Crocker, right?
Yes, Timmy Turner Fairies. Fairies, mother. Yes, that's what I was. And that's a big deal to people. You know, people dress up like Crocker, and fairies for me. And here's a little taste of what I do on Instagram. Mr. Crocker was a blend of, and you got to emulate the best, right? Is a blend of Montgomery Burns, done by Harry Shearer, I believe. And a blend of Richard Dreyfuss and Gene Wilder all mixed together. So it's like, excellent, Smithers, excellent. Richard Dreyfuss, you said a shark, and we are going after the biggest shark. And then set to give, and it all blends together, and you got Timmy Turner, fairies!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Secrets of how, we copy others, we emulate others to get voices, Rocco came first. And then Tom Kenny did SpongeBob, and so Laszlo was kind of a mixture of Rocco and SpongeBob. Hey, Scoutmaster Lumpus. It was in that range. So yeah, you keep borrowing people and keep borrowing. And Billy West always said it: a really bad impression is an original voice. So that there are people that do a great Christopher Walken. I'm a little high, but if I just tweak a little bit and just do something like this, and it's like it's a mixture of a bad John Travolta and a Christopher Walken. And so now it's an original character. Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? I'm afraid. And so it's all right. You don't have to be excellent at it,
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally hear John Travolta there.
Yeah. You nose with the rubber hose. And like Jeff Bennett can nail John Travolta, I've done a lot of sound alike for Billy Crystal for a long time, and we'll get to obviously parenting and stuff. But I had to learn how to do his voice and had to be careful not to slip into Muppets like the first couple of sessions, because it would be, "Hey, Sully. Oh, you know something, Sully? I'm really happy we're here. And I'm Kermit the Frog." Oh, you would slip. So you had to make sure you have a director working with you going, up, you're starting to slip into Kermit, like bring it back up again.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's a craft. I'm very lucky. I get to work from home. And yes, blessed that I would say voiceover actors are the moms of the acting world. They don't get any credit.
Exactly. You
or
do all the
parents
work.
or single dads or dad moms or whoever,
It's such an incredible talent. And it's interesting that you say, we, speaking of mom stuff, my poor wife, as I was talking to you guys a little bit earlier, I have all boys. So, and there are those who think that she's basically raising 4, counting me. So, our 5-year-old, he's a huge superhero fan, and Spider-Man's like his big thing. Unfortunately, he also now uses supervillains to blame anything he does wrong here on. I have a video. We'll be checking in. This is our makeup fiasco from last night. I just heard Melissa say the words to my son, who was supposed to be in bed. Why is your face all black? Let's join this conversation in progress. What's happening?
Look, you got into my mascara.
Like right now?
Look on this floor. Look at his bed. Look at this.
How's your night going?
Look at this. Oh, he got it on the wall too.
I've never seen your mother quite like this. Yeah.
Next question.
What?
Where's the lipstick?
I didn't.
Are you going out later?
Where is it?
I didn't have it.
Where is it?
I didn't really have it.
Where is it?
I didn't really.
And it's on your jammies. Your brand new Spider-Man jammies.
I'm sorry, Mom. But
Are you?
Venom teased me back.
Venom, like the Spider-Man bad guy was here?
Yes.
You know I don't believe you.
You see, he was invisible.
Here's the problem with the story you're telling. And we should probably take this moment to learn about a little thing called truth. Is this the truth, or are you trying to get out of trouble?
This is the truth.
What is the truth?
I'm telling the truth.
And what is the truth?
I really did this.
Oh, I'm well aware that you did this. So what do you think your punishment should be?
You did have a lipstick. It's on the bed sheets. Where is it?
Did you have a date later?
Where is the lipstick?
Mommy said really.
Where is it?
Mommy said really didn't have
You
it.
need to find it now. And it's on your seal. The Black Mascara.
Jesus, Walter getting all dolled up. First of all, I don't know that makeup artistry is really in your future. Second, why did you put it on your pants? Melissa? Hi.
What?
Why are you angry with me? I didn't do anything. What happened? What happened?
My son.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Do I have every right to be mad at him?
Why are you addressing me with that tone? Did I color on the wall?
No.
Did I have your makeup out?
No.
I don't usually get fancy until Wednesdays. Talk about it.
I got into my makeup.
You weren't wearing it. I get it. Probably not the time. I've never quite seen you.
I wear it on special occasions, okay?
Is this not a special occasion? Bad timing? Yep, so...
Wow. I love how your role was, I'd love to help clean up, but I've got to get this on video.
Yeah, I mean, I have a show to do.
We don't have a tripod. There's no way I could get in the shot helping you clean. This has to be handheld.
Actually, the whole thing was like 45 minutes. I did offer to help clean up, but I was told under no uncertain circumstances that she needed to get it done to make sure it was done the right way.
There you go. You don't
So-
want to, you wouldn't want Venom to help with the cleaning.
No, and apparently he's not only here, but also invisible.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow.
And he's the most vicious crime is coloring on our walls and painting one of his stuffed animal seals.
Oh, well, that's the worst. You're okay. They haven't burned anything down. Just recently, my daughter saw something about crop tops and they grabbed a bunch of shirts. And I'm like, Daddy, we're cutting up shirts. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then my wife comes home, this is one of their good shirts. I'm like, I don't know. They just said they were, cutting up shirts. I thought it would be okay. Not this one. Were you paying attention? Not really.
No.
You just thought it was arts and crafts.
Yeah, no, they were cutting up some pretty good shirts.
Well,
You know.
well, Jason, be lucky because one morning, when my oldest boy and my second oldest were about 3 and 2, they decided to color superhero masks on their face with black permanent marker.
Oh.
So it took me hours to get it
Sandpaper.
off. Oh, and I couldn't get mad because they were so darn cute. I have a
Yeah.
picture of it somewhere, but yeah, they had the full, Robin from Batman across their whole eyes and eyelids. I couldn't. They're probably still stained black in some spots. I don't know.
How long ago was this?
Well, my oldest is 16.
Well,
So
in
a little
lieu of
while.
getting a they could have gone to a tattoo parlor and got it tattooed on their face. So,
So,
so there you go.
I literally
parenting
saw
boys.
somebody do that at Comic-Con. Actually had Hit Girl mask tattooed to her face.
Yeah, that's
Huh?
just that's a too big of a commitment.
Yeah, and it sounds painful.
That is bad cosplay.
I always, it's bad cosplay, and I always like, if I was going to put something like that on my body, I always think long term. And
Yeah.
like at 85, am I going to properly embody like the Robin mask or Batman mask tattooed on my face?
Can I tell you about like one of the worst parenting decisions I've ever seen? And this could border on political. And I know Jamie doesn't want it. Was at a con in Savannah, Georgia, and the guy was dressed up as Deadpool, and he had the swords and the guns and blah blah. And it was right after one of the big shootings, and this guy playing Deadpool is posing with this guy's kid, aiming a gun at the kid's head, and the parents like, "Yeah, that's a great shot." I'm like, "No, not a good decision on anybody's part there." Not Deadpool, not the dude's dad. This is like, and I took a picture of it. I'm just like, I have it. I'm like, this is not what you don't do this as a parent.
No.
Yeah.
Do you guys have ultimate moments for each of you that where you feel like you just completely dropped the ball as a parent?
Go ahead, Winnie, because I got mine.
Oh God, where do I start?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I've had some doozies in my time. I can't really think of one offhand. I have a lot of cute stories. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of some big faux pas that aren't too gross for this show.
Right.
Do you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because I have one's popping in my mind. But
I'll tell mine before Carlos tells his. We were at the grocery store, and I was unloading our groceries. Jace was probably 2, and I was unloading stuff, and he was in my peripheral vision the whole time. I thought I was doing a good job. And what he'd done is the woman who was in front of us, he'd opened her donuts and was eating them out of the box, off of the conveyor belt for the thing. He literally ate half a box of donuts while I was unloading, and she turns around and she's like, "Sir, your son." And I was like, I offered to pay for them, but like I really did feel like I dropped the ball there.
That it just popped in my mind. I'll tell this story. Okay, one time I had my son Jackson, who was 2 years old. We went to the gas station. I got gas in my car, got him out, or we were in the store to pay for our gas, and I bought him like a little treat or something. And there was a man, we were standing in line, and there was a man in front of us with a prosthetic arm, and he had a hook. So normally you'd think kids, oh, why do you have an arm like that? No, Jack grabbed it and yanked it off. And I was like, sorry, I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, he just didn't know what it was.
Playground equipment.
Well, it didn't have a hand. It was more the 2-prong hooked. So, and he's only 2 years old. And I was just like, oh no, how do I get myself out of this one? Luckily, the gentleman was very cool about it. And he started like kind of playing with Jack with it, because Jack looked mortified when it fell off. He's just like, like I broke the guy. But so that was probably, I mean, I have some other stories that are a little gross and kind of, but yeah, that was probably my cleanest one.
Nice.
What about you, Carlos?
Mine's from my stand-up back, and this happened through Riley, many things like you. Riley's 3.5. I take her to the Century City Mall to give mom a break. Daddy-daughter day. It's going great. I buy her cake pops. Everything's fantastic. We go to leave the very crowded parking lot of Century City. I mean, once you back out, somebody's got your spot, right? So we had a great day. A buckler in the car. Everything's safe. Back out slowly. We're 50 yards away from the security gate when I realize, oh, crap, it's prepay. I did not prepay the ticket. And now I don't want to pull over and block people or try to find a parking space. This sucks. We're almost there. We're 50 yards away. I glance to my left. I see a ticket machine. I'm so excited. I get out of the car. I put the emergency brake on. I leave Riley in the car. I go to feed the ticket. She's like right here, right next to me. And I go get the receipt and I look up and the car is gone. Car's gone. And I'm like just doing a really shitty Richard Pryor, like, what the hell? There was a car, man. Now the car's gone. And all of a sudden I hear, Daddy, Daddy. I look and the car is rolling at 5 miles an hour towards the security gate because I had left it in drive with the emergency brake on. And there's nothing more horrific than hearing a Doppler scream or going, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And I'm just frozen. And this young guy comes up in a lumberjack shirt with a beard. He goes, I'll save your daughter. Opens the door, reaches in with his hand, at the same time gives me the thumbs up, and I'm like, oh man, he's the hero, I'm the dick. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm getting in the car, and a lady sees the whole thing, comes at me like a seagull from a picnic. I saw the whole thing. You're going to jail. Get the fuck away from me. And I'm all flustered, and I'm like, don't engage. Just go. We go. And we're driving down the hill back towards the valley. 20 minutes later, I go, maybe Riley won't, remember it. Daddy? What, Riley? Looking in the rearview mirror. Who is that nice man who saved me? I don't know, honey. Why did you leave me in the car? I don't know. Who was that man? I don't know the man. And she actually said this. Can he come home and be my daddy?
Oh.
And I said, yes, if mom finds out, it's a 50-50 shot. So,
yeah, parenting fail. It happens.
parenting fail, but I came home and my wife goes, I get it. You were exhausted. Everything's okay. But that panic, the car was not there. It was just... That didn't make sense. How is the car not there? My daughter's in it alone, strapped in the back seat.
Hey, our parents did it when we were kids. I mean, we didn't even have to wear seatbelts. We were bouncing around in there all the time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So that's one of my parenting fail stories.
I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one that does it. It does make you feel better about the job you're doing when there are others who've been down that road.
You're gonna feel, because at an energy level, first of all, you're outnumbered, and only one child has 3 times the energy of 2 parents. So I can't imagine 11 kids or 3 kids. You're out energized. You're not going to be able to keep up.
No,
you're like trying to swat mosquitoes. Like, oh, there's 1,000 of them. Oh, don't worry about the mosquitoes. I'll take care of it. Nope.
I know.
You're gonna get bitten.
I was telling Jason, he's like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I don't know either. I really think I just go on autopilot all day long and just go with the flow. And like when all the kids go to bed, I'm like, oh, now I can be me again. And and then I kind of decompress. I watch TV. I love to crochet. That's kind of my stress reliever. Nice. I just sit and crochet, and but yeah, I start in the morning immediately, school all day long, work. And then by about 10 o'clock at night, it's me time. So I'm going long days with kids. So
I think the kids need to see you sharpening those crochet needles, just like.
Yeah. Oh, I sharpen knives in front of them.
There you go.
We're
ladies and gentlemen, joining us, Mr. Jamie Kaler.
Hey! He's in uniform. Look at that. Little hair dye.
We just wrapped.
Hi, G.
Oh, good.
Hi. What's happening? What did I miss? I just literally finished. Is it going as well as I thought it would with you guys?
It's going better. We didn't really need to.
Yeah, I actually
Honestly,
forgot you
that was
hosted
my
this
fear.
show till just now.
It's like having children. At some point, you just realize your life is really meaningless. At some point, and it's about everybody else. So in a way, it's the perfect metaphor for parenthood.
Yeah, we watched your Jack Nicholson Shining meltdown with your homeschooling after a year.
What have we talked to the fans? Are other people home?
Well,
he froze. On us.
It's okay. Yes, other people are homeschooling, but not.
Let's.
Oh, we're losing him.
That's Hollywood, folks. When you're in Hollywood in a trailer and you're working like Jamie, you can't always get perfect reception.
Yeah,
and that's the trade-off. That's what you get for working, Jamie.
Oh, am I locking up?
You're locking up. Your audio's good.
Wi-Fi, 2 buildings over or something. But yeah, I might change. Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves while I change, and then we'll get it on.
Actually, since he's here, before we roll on to our next topic, let's show the video from Dads and Parks of Jamie and Carlos.
I have a favorite child. Do you have a favorite?
I will say that the youngest one likes me more, and that is scoring big points with me.
My favorite is a day-to-day thing. Like on certain days, I like one more than the other. And I love people who go like, oh, I love my kids all the same. And you're like, that's not true. Certain days, I hate a certain kid.
Yeah.
Because they have it coming. They're a terrible child. And then the other day, the other one's bad.
You cannot call me disgusting, as my older daughter has, and expect the same warm, friendly hug that I would give to my pre-verbal 2-year-old who's not making sense yet. Right. She might be looking at me like she thinks I'm disgusting, but I didn't hear those words. Yep.
No
Oh.
truer words have ever been spoken than in that video.
Yes.
Right? It alternates, right?
It
Yes.
does alternate. Absolutely.
Well, the kids like to play favorites in the house. Who's your, so and so is your favorite. But no, I do love all my kids the same. I just love them all differently because there's so many different personalities.
Yeah.
And, everyone's like, oh, Max is your favorite. Well, no, Max is my youngest and he still likes me and cuddles with me. So, because he's only 9. The other ones are like, oh, I'm too cold to sit next to mom on the couch. Ugh.
Yeah. It's like asking a zookeeper if they have a favorite animal. Well, I like the monkeys until he threw his poop at me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like the monkeys. I'm liking the ocelot or whatever we call that thing that looks like a bear.
Yeah.
That one I like. Leaves me alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my youngest, like the one that came out of the twins second, I think he's trying to kill me. Like I really do. I don't trust him.
I'm gonna start going towards.
Head towards the Wi-Fi, James. Head towards the Wi-Fi light.
The Wi-Fi.
Going on a field trip.
I'm digging the hair, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking good.
Very
I love the way you
stealth.
rushed the director so you could be part of your own podcast. Like, listen, we got it. Wrap it. You did your own first AD on this one. I like that take. We're done.
I feel like we're watching a slideshow
like
of photos.
it's like
Fun set. I think it's my,
Jamie's day at work.
Yes.
I'm
We're
gonna sit in
starting to
my
get some
car.
motion now.
There you go.
Better, right?
Much better.
Okay. All right. I'm in my car. All right, we can do this. Because otherwise I'm going to be driving home for a while. So, hey, yes,
Same thing I did with the booth.
Yeah.
Tell your wife it went late. Like you like the joke in your act. They asked you back to the set. They got to do some reshoots. It's going to go till about 12 o'clock tonight.
Mhm.
We'll vouch for you.
What did I miss? What did I honestly? I think the show should go all night, so that way I don't have to go home with my kids. That's not
Winnie had
true.
some great parenting tales. Jason had some great
I
a
love-
great video of his kid coloring the walls with mascara and
Yeah.
hiding the lipstick, and that's not a euphemism. He
It's-
actually hit it.
It's still missing. We don't know where it is.
Oh, I hope he didn't eat it. Would he eat it?
He showed me that
I don't-
video, and you think like at a certain
Okay.
at a certain age, the kids.
Oh, you froze again, Jamie.
Froze again.
Just
Am I
can't
still
get good
freezing up,
Wi-Fi.
or am I okay?
Yeah, no, you're frozen
freezing
up
up.
again.
And
You
you're
know
not
what?
okay. You're never okay.
You guys go on. Hey, go on without me. I love you all. I will check in later. I don't want to mess the show.
No,
You guys
go home and
go,
park
I'll
in front of your
come back.
house.
I'll-
Make sure your
I'll
wife
check
sees
back
you
in
and
when I
stay
get
in the
back
car.
to the house.
Just really piss her off. Kaylor's trying. He's working too hard. The guy's working too
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Check his prison purse. I love that.
Leave it up to my husband to say something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also said that Venom was a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
You're right
he
on
did
both
say-
things.
and my wife would agree with that right now.
hmm
hmm
The lipstick is missing. I love that.
Yeah, and he claimed, even though there was substantial evidence that he had it, he claims he never saw it. He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Here's the thing you got to realize if you're not parents yet, don't plan on having nice things in the house. We have an
Exactly.
ottoman that looks like it's been chewed up by raccoons. You know what? We're not replacing it. Why?
No.
It's
Mm-mm.
just gonna don't get good things. Don't repaint until the kids are like 14 or 15. And then
Yeah,
they
I
break
know.
the walls out of anger, not because it's fun.
Yeah.
But don't plan on having nice things. It just doesn't make sense.
Luckily, I'm handy and I can plaster holes in the walls. But yes, I know. It's just like I give up. There's a hole in the wall over there, or dent over here, or the wood got chipped or cracked over there. Oh well.
Yeah.
I quit caring because it's gonna just drive me crazy.
Is
So-
that what happens? Do you just get to a point where they just
Mhm.
break you?
Yep.
Yeah, you do. You're like, I just don't care anymore. I'm lucky I put on pants today. It's just one
Parenting-
of those things.
Yeah, especially for you with 11 kids. Parenting is like Tim Robbins digging a little hole in the wall and you scratch it out and you're crawling through 15 miles of crap pipe
Hmm
towards your freedom. So you're right in the middle of the pipes. You're not even near. You're not going to be able to stand out in the rain and yell to the heavens. Andy
know.
Dufresne is a free man. You're still in the pipe.
I know there's plenty of times where for just 5 minutes, I'll go in my closet and shut off the light and shut the door. Nobody knows I'm in there. And I'm just like, silence. This is
Yeah.
awesome. You just, sometimes you need it. And, I try to do, Dave was fortunate. He was like, I'm sending you away to your friends in Texas. And I was like, oh my God. And it was to have a weekend just to myself and with friends, no kids, no worries. And then I get caught up in the Texas ice and snowstorm. And it took me over a week to get home. I'm like, I can't even go on vacation without a disaster following me. So
With crisscross Ted Cruz in the airport, where's he going?
Oh, exactly. Oh, if I would have saw him.
But right, Jamie's right about the coffin. You know, you need a sanctuary place. You need that place. Oh, that was going to lead to another thought that I forgot because I'm a parent and my mind doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, you need that. Jamie was talking about a coffin. I would love to get a coffin and just close the lid and just go away for a while. That's what I said. I said to my wife, I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm too tired to cheat on you. If you find me, my girlfriend's name is Kia Optima. I went to a park and I parked in the back and I just slept in the back for 2 hours. I was cheating on you by lying that I had an audition and taking a nap. That's sorry.
This show is now my escape because he knows he can't be up here during the show. And so I heard him knock right before we went on. He knocked and he goes, "Are you on the air yet?" And I was terrified. Oh, Mr. Kaler's back again.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, no.
That's
No,
not James
Schrader.
Kaler at all.
Venom is a dick.
Did you make it? Did you at least make the bed, honey?
It's Jamie Kaler. I've just taken off all my makeup.
Wow.
And
handsome guy.
It's a good look for you.
Sorry for the halo of light and
Both of these guys.
shining through.
Oh,
now, wait a minute. Are you guys in the same house?
I'm sucking all the Wi-Fi.
You're sucking the Wi-Fi.
It's all mine tonight.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm just trying to connect here. I'm showing myself all janky and freezing up.
Oh, you're fine now.
A little janky, but you know that's right on par with Jamie. So maybe you are Jamie Kaler because the jankiness is the same. Ooh, turn the light up. Here we go.
Who's mysterious?
That's better. You don't have.
How
this
many people do
glowing
you
thing
locked
right
in your basement right now?
Well, he was supposed to be locked down there. How did you get out?
I don't like to share all my secrets.
No.
It's a little peek into the Schrader home.
11 kids. She finally snapped.
Let's take a quick break, and we're going to take a look at Jamie's driving tips.
Ooh.
Welcome to another edition of Dad's Driving Tips. Today we're talking about highway driving. Seems simple enough, and for most of you it obviously is. For some of you it's getting troublesome. So here's the deal. When you're entering the freeway, you don't have to slow down at 30, 35 miles an hour. Here's what's tricky. If you accelerate, you'll go right into traffic. It's very simple. If you just accelerate up into traffic. And then here's another thing. If you're there and you're going, you want to be the guy who goes 50 miles an hour, nobody likes that guy. But if you are and you're driving that piece of crap that you think's a car, and here's the thing some people do. They go all the way over into the fast lane. And then they go 55 miles an hour. And they take text messages and they talk on the phone and they do all kinds of shit. And here's the deal. If you want to be that guy, just stay on this lane. You don't have to go into the fast lane. Let the fast people stay in that lane. You're in the slow lane. It's okay. It's nothing against you. Just
What?
I get it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I tell you, if every school education video was like that, I would have done a lot better in school and paid attention because that was awesome.
Jamie, are you in the fast lane?
We just did your driving tips video, and ironically now you're driving.
Wait, you showed my driving tips? All right, let me give you some live driving tips. Dude, what is wrong with people? Why can't they learn how to drive? This is crazy.
Oh, man. It's nuts. I just told somebody today, if you're driving, you have a great car and it's a great day, turn your lights on because it's not about you. I can see fine. It's not about you seeing fine. It's about people seeing you. It's a great day. You have a great car. Put on your lights.
Yep.
You know, it's funny in California, like, I don't know what it is, but people decide to go, I'm just going to go 5 miles an hour under the speed limit, but I'm going to stay in the far left lane. If you did that back in New York or Boston, they would literally drive you off the road. Like, people just pull up right behind you, start flashing and going, like, they'll kill you back. And back here, it's like, I don't understand it. Why people can't just not take that lane. It's like, you're going 50 miles an hour. Get out of the carpool lane.
Might be all the dispensaries that are now legally open. Oh, Dad, I don't
Yeah.
care.
They're all
never lie.
driving.
Well, here's a question: Do you think drunk driving was more dangerous, or do you think texting while driving is more dangerous?
I think texting while drunk
think
is the
texting.
most dangerous. But
Yeah.
texting because I think texting is so insidious that it can take place at any moment. At least if you're drunk, you're trying to focus on the road. Like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get that light is green, and so therefore I will go through that green light. You know, where texting is like, oh, cool. It's way too insidious and bothersome. So my final answer, Richard Dawson, old school. I'm going to say texting is far more dangerous than drunk driving.
Agreed.
Plus, you kind of knew to stay off the road from like 11 to 2 in the morning. That was your, but now with texting, it's like it's all day, every day.
They should have texting checkpoints.
Let
Let me see your phone. Where are we driving from?
They were testing something here in the New York State area, close to where we were live. But they could tell if you were sending a text message, they could test the signal, and they were pulling people over because of it.
Yeah, FaceTime and driving is the most dangerous.
Well, Waze can tell if you're moving. You start looking for directions, and Waze is like, "Hey, man, you might want to pull over before you look for directions." You're like,
Well,
"Nah,
that kind of.
Waze."
But you know what? I would say that FaceTiming and driving would be dangerous, except Jamie is a parent and you're a parent and you're used to looking in the rearview mirror 90% of the time while you're driving anyways. So Jamie looking at a phone right now does not bug me at all because he's a parent. He's got parent vision. He can look different places and still be driving.
I'm not really looking at the phone. I'm hearing you. It's like a phone call to me.
Yeah, you're glancing occasionally, and it's like your kids. You're not really looking at your kids. You're occasionally just glancing at them. Daddy, I want to do this. Daddy, I want to check the rearview mirror. You're still alive. Nobody's stabbing each other. Whatever. I got to focus on the road. Yeah.
Funny. Are we going to get in trouble because I'm doing this?
No.
No, I don't think so. Because
you're not staring at the phone.
Is anybody It's the same as a phone. Yeah. I mean, I'm hands free, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I haven't seen you look at the screen at all, like while you were driving.
You're not sending emojis, so that's good.
If I was like chatting, that's funny.
Yeah.
You didn't want to respond to the comments then? You didn't want to type that out?
Yeah.
Let me get all the way over to the left lane before I start doing that.
Yeah.
What's the craziest? I think when I used to drive, I would have like, you had a sandwich with fries. Because you didn't want to stop at like In-N-Out and eat at the place. You were like, well, I'll just drive while I eat. You got one foot out the window. You're reading a book. You're like, doing things. Crazy stuff, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I once left Disney World while eating the giant turkey leg, and I didn't think about it when I did it. Like, I still had the giant turkey leg, and I'm trying to drive, and like the steering wheel looked like the bottom of a fry basket at KFC.
Oh,
Fred Flintstone. Giant rib on your car. Yeah. I gotta run and make a phone call real quick if that's okay, and then I can come back in a little bit if that's all right while Jamie's here.
Yeah,
would that be okay?
Yeah, of course.
Let me do that. And you can bring me back in when you feel like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay.
Because we can talk about you, and we'll talk about how your replacement went while I was gone.
Well, since you're in the car, and Jason asked me some parenting tips, and this is perfect timing because one of my parenting tips that I have is getting kids to behave in the car. It can be a pain, right? You hear them in the backseat, they're screaming, fighting, stop touching me, you're crowding me, I'm hot. But, because it was like that for me every time I'd pick my kids up from school. And so what I started doing is I'd put my phone in the phone holder right there, and I would hit video and record. And I told Max, because he was my worst one in the car, I'd say, okay, you're getting videotaped all the way home. Anything happens bad, it's going emailed to Santa Claus. Oh, no. So
That's savage.
He would be so good in the car from then on out. I didn't hear a peep out of the back seat from him. It was so nice. So yeah, you can utilize your phone for that, as long as you're not touching it and driving it.
Jamie, were you expecting Archie tonight? Because he's signed in.
I had reached out to Archie to see if he could give us a little scotch tasting. Because honestly, I had a great day at work doing some acting, and I'm going to go home and have a little taste of scotch. And I was wondering what to have, and so I emailed Archie from the set and said, "Hey, man, if you get a chance, can you stop by today's show?"
Okay, bring him in.
Did he? Oh, he came in. Oh, yeah. Definitely
He's
bring Archie.
waiting. I just got to bring him in.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Although your name may be Mary, you're not quite scary to me. I love you, Mary doll. Hey, hello.
Archie, what's up?
What's up? What's up? It's a nice wee dram of this Buffalo Trace. It's a bargain bourbon. I'm not going with a Scotch. Don't tell my friends. I'll be euthanized. I'll be patronized. I'll be some kind of eyes if they find out I'm drinking American bourbon. Hey, that's like you. Look at that. I can see Jamie's driving. Where are you driving from there, Jamie? What's going on? Oh, give me the silent treatment, eh? I didn't know. Oh, I'm talking to a mime. Listen, I've only had a few drams. I know you're not speaking. All right. Well, anyway, Jamie, I had the Buffalo Trace, and I'm replacing the toilets in my loo. Right? They're all, the crappers are crappy, as they say here, so you got to replace them. There's too many clogs. You know how many good bottles of whiskey I poured down my toilet to unclog it? You know.
Does that work?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You pour the right amount of, Lafroig 10. That peat will scare the crap out of the crapper right down the drain. Let me tell you that, eh? I tell you, what a week. What a week. I had to take 3 of my weigh-ins to the hospital. Yeah.
Oh, is everything okay?
That's what they tell me. They've forgotten their names, but really doesn't matter because I just really call them, hey, you over there. That's it. So it doesn't even matter. But I think it's temporary, whatever it is. And when they get home, I've been raising my children on the whiskey. We drop, when they're young, you put it on their gums for teething. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, why not continue? May as well ease them into the alcoholic drinking. So a little bit more each year that they're grown. My 17-year-old, he's on 2 bottles a night, but he's got a good, healthy liver, because I didn't do it all at once. But never drink and drive, Jamie.
No, but you can definitely do a StreamYard show and drive, I believe. Is the
StreamYard, backyard, front yard, any of the yards, really. Yeah. Wow, yeah, I'll tell you.
Archie, I know you're on, it's either your 6th or 7th liver, and I know some of them were from famous people you got livers.
Oh, I got one from, my very first one was from Liberace. That's right. Oh, yeah, he was a teetotaler. He had a purely clean liver. Other parts of him wore out, obviously, but that liver, that one lasted me about 14 years. And then I got one from Bill Cosby. I had to get rid of that after the controversy. I threw it out my car window. I just chucked it out there.
Well, it was crazy, too, because he's still alive. And I know he had trouble trying to live without that liver. I know.
Well, it's body karma, isn't it? Right? If you do wrong by other people, we're going to come and take your liver like Monty Python Meaning of Life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you just tossed it out the window?
Somebody just made a good pun. Liberace. That is really clever. That's great. I love it. I love it.
So tell us about the bourbon.
Oh, the bourbon. Yeah. See, it comes in a bottle, and it's got that golden color. Speaking of a golden color, when I with my wife, her hair was golden brown, and now it's black like a kraken. I don't know. She was supposed to go grey, but after all those kids, her hair just went black like her mind. I mean, I tell you though, 15 kids later, I know Winnie has 11, and 8 of those are borrowed or on loan, as they were. Mine are all real. We raised them from wee little zygotes, and up they went. Yeah. So, yeah, the golden brown is the color that you want when you're drinking a whiskey, and often I do. I like to drink alone, and I like to drink with friends, and that's the thing. If your friends aren't home, you can drink alone, but pretend your friends are there, and so you're drinking with imaginary friends, and that's what makes it all so healthy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you're on. I think you have you already got the card punch for 9 livers. I think you get the 10th one free or something, don't you?
You get the 10th one free with your first COVID vaccine. And that's right. It's me, Moderna, and a new liver card. I can't wait.
Did you get the vaccine?
I got it, but they shot me in the foot, so it doesn't count. I kind of slipped on my seat. My feet went up and the needle went right into my big toe. And right now, my big toe has a headache, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Archie.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to have my wife drive me so I don't slip in the seat. And I'm going to give it. We do one of those drive-through at a football stadium here in Glasgow. We went next to Ranger Stadium, and I made the mistake of wearing my Celtic jersey, and they jabbed me in the eye on the second try. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I recommend the Buffalo Trace. That's what it's really all about, right? I mean, if you're gonna talk about the whiskey, you better recommend it, right? drink up, enjoy, and wait. I saw a wee thing there on that.
Yeah. We had a fan question. Does he need the vaccine? Doesn't the Scotch kill all known viruses?
The Scotch kills only unknown viruses. So sorry about that bad news there, but you may as well give it a try, right? Give it a try. Drink your Scotch and see what it does.
But Archie, talking to you for a while, it seems like you told me you haven't been sick since you were a kid.
I haven't had time to be sick, not with 15 wins, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, I've certainly thrown up and had headaches and, lost consciousness, but I wouldn't call that sick. I'd call it taking a wee break from normal life. That's what I call it.
I've been known to fake a few concussions and unconscious comas to escape my kids.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm starting to look into a self-induced coma. You know how they do it to get in people's brains? They said, you need to have traumatic brain injury. And I go, what if I just don't have that and we still do the 2-week self-induced coma and you just put me out and I wake up 2 weeks later? How about that?
I think you're right, Jimmy. Get yourself one of those teeter boards and just hang upside down for 3 weeks. That'll do it. Do you straight right there. Right to coma land.
Just a little propofol, I think, is the trick, right? Isn't that the one?
Propofol and tryptophan. Get yourself some turkey in a baster and put some liquor and turkey juice in there together, and out you go like a light.
Well, actually, let's Archie, I have one question. What is you always do pairings with your scotches, and so if you're doing Buffalo Trace, what's the proper food pairing with Buffalo Trace?
The proper food pairing is lots of food, because it's going to make you peckish. I'll tell you, drink that bourbon and you want to gobble up the whole entire universe. You're gonna eat like Rosie O'Donnell used to before it was a whole health crane. Let me tell you. So I would pair it with anything that's cooked and dead.
So no live, nothing alive.
No live food. No, not unless you're going to pull a Ozzy Osbourne stunt on the stage, right? Look at me, I'm going to bite the head off a bat, but first a wee dram of bourbon. No, that's... Yeah, you want to go for the cooked dead food for sure.
Okay, that sounds...
Support. Well, hey, Archie, thank you so much for dropping in. We'll see you again real soon.
Absolutely. Enjoy yourselves. And remember, drink.
Take it easy, buddy.
Adios.
What a guy.
Great. That was great that you got to come in and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know you had talked to him.
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier today, and that was when I spoke to Carlos about covering. How did Carlos do for the first half of the show? He's a pretty funny guy, right?
Oh, he's fantastic. We got to hear some famous cartoon voices, and he told us about that whole world. It was fantastic. Oh, he's back actually. Here he comes.
Hello, guys.
Hey, buddy.
What I miss? What's going on?
You missed Archie. Archie just called in.
What did he recommend this time? What was this week?
Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Buffalo Trace. That's actually a very inexpensive bourbon that gets the job done. Good on him. So, but did he tell you how it tastes, or?
Well, he talked about his kids a lot and his liver, and he paired it with dead food.
Okay.
No, he just said it would get the job done, and you'd want to have a wee dram just to get started, I think was the word.
I would say, as a parent, and you want to drink responsibly, the kids are down, you're at home, you can have a little bit of thing, and you don't want to afford the expensive ones. Buffalo Trace gets the job done. It's a nice, smooth taste. It's not got too much of a kick on it. I'll tell you, I'll vouch for Archie. Go ahead and get yourself a bottle at Vaughn's, whatever supermarket. It's a good go-to.
It's a good one to make a Manhattan or an old fashioned with, I think.
Yeah, but
Do the supermarkets in California sell alcohol?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they don't here. They don't do that.
Oh
here.
yeah. You're still backwards.
Dude,
Yeah.
Staples. I think you can get it at Staples. I'm not sure.
Staples.
For the office drinking, I can see
Big
that.
Lots.
Oh, yes.
We've got a Vons out here, which is Pavilions, which is Safeways and all kinds of other markets across the country. But our Vons here, they have upped their whiskey selection. They've got Lafroig 10, they've got Balvenie, and they're very competitive. If you're a Vons member, very competitive prices, which is very dangerous because I can walk to mine.
It's crazy.
So-
It's so, Carlos, it stinks that you missed Archie because you know a lot
know.
about whiskey as well. Gosh.
I know.
One show, we got to have the two of you kind of maybe do a.
I would love that.
We do need to do that sometime.
Sorry,
We
you
could
missed
talk
it.
about-
Hopefully next week or something, we'll have both you guys on. Yeah, that'd be fan.
So, Jamie, how was your day working?
Really fun. I'm actually home. Yeah, I drove the whole way home. It
Oh,
was really
wow.
fun. I did Tacoma FD for those people who are fans of it's Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan's show from Super Troopers. They're the Broken Lizard guys, and Paul Soder, who's hilariously funny, another member of Broken Lizard, was on today's. He was a guest on today's show too. So I've recurred for 3 seasons, and it's super fun. But it's funny because I'm only working one day this week, and it was the one day that we're doing our show. But kind of fun.
It worked out. Carlos and Winnie helped me man the ship, and we seem to go fine.
Well, let's face it, Winnie knows everything. So she's kind of the knowledge base of the whole show. So I am going to run because I have to take care of my kids. That's what this whole show's about. But thanks for letting me chime into my own show. And I'm going to let you guys kind of wrap it up because thank you guys for picking up the slack. I really appreciate it, Carlos and Winnie and Jason.
Yeah.
And I will, I'll call you later and we'll talk.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I guess. Yeah.
Bye, Jamie.
Bye, buddy.
Jamie made it home safely. That's good.
Yes.
See, we were all parenting Jamie during the whole thing.
Yes.
We wanted to make sure he was okay and had his eyes on the road.
The frozen
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Because how old is your oldest, Winnie?
Well, mine are all throughout.
Or
all the
the
kids.
oldest in the household?
Oh, in the household. Well, we have Dave's son Linus, who's 18, and then we
Wow.
have his wife, who's 18, and their 5-month-old baby DJ.
Wow.
Yes, and then my son is the second oldest out of the kids. He's 16, and then we have 2 14-year-olds, and then Pacey's 16 as well now. And so 2 16-year-olds, 2 14-year-olds, and a 9-year-old.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, it's hormones.
Yeah, you've
rampant
got-
around here.
You've got big game. You got the big game cats. You got the
Ugh.
cheetahs and the leopards and the
Yeah.
pumas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still dealing with the flamingos.
No. Yeah, you can tell I have like wild game in here because you should see my kitchen. It's always looks like it's been ransacked by raccoons. I'm like, like cheese wrappers eating all the cheese. I'm just, it's like stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Well, it does
Yeah.
go with everything.
Yeah, and all the
It
body
does.
odor too. We noticed that the kids, even at 9 years old, was like, "Dude, you stink. Take a shower." That didn't
Yep.
happen 6 months ago, but so I can imagine with all the 14s and the 16s and the 18s, like we ran out of deodorant.
Oh, I have a membership at Sam's Club. I buy like the 20 pack of deodorant. So
There
I
you
make
go.
sure we
Merry
don't run
Christmas.
out of that stuff. Yeah,
you
it was
make
funny.
You make it rain deodorant. There you go.
Well, it was funny because like when COVID hit, people were running to the store. One of the things that was weird about it was people were buying out, loads and tons of toilet paper. And I'm
Mhm.
like, and I'm seeing on the shelves, all the canned goods and foods are on the shelf, but no toilet paper. Now, during a pandemic, I don't know what thought process went through society's mind to know that we need toilet paper
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But I would go grocery shopping for the whole family. And she's like, "Oh, you're stocking up." And I'm like, "No, this is a normal grocery trip for me because I got 10 people in my
Yeah.
house." So it's a chore, but I married Dave. I was willing to take it on, and I'm still, going. So
And bless you for undertaking that guy. In
Yeah.
itself.
yeah, he's kind of like my 12th kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Dave.
Yeah.
I don't mind though. It's in my heart. It's what I do. I was raised by 2 wonderful women, my grandmother and my mother, and they were caregivers. They were, my grandmother was the big mama of the block. All the neighborhood kids came to our house and
Oh.
she babysat, and that's what she did. And my mom was the same way. She was a hard worker, took real good care of us, and it's trickled down to me. So that's what I do. I'm a mom. That's
great.
my identity.
That's great. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, guys, we actually blew through that hour.
Yeah.
So we we once again blew through it. I had a ton of fun, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Carlos, where can we find your movie?
Witness Infection. Go to witnessinfection.com. It will list all the VOD platforms, iTunes, and I watched it on Amazon. It was great, $3.99, and I watched it at home with my neighbors. So that's where you can find it.
Cool. And Winnie, tell us about the Tom Barnard Show.
You can listen to it. If you follow me on social media. Otherwise, you can go to the Tom Barnard Podcast on Facebook. Twitter, I believe it's at Tom Barnard Show. It's a daily it's like a digital radio show that you can download later. We're on Monday through Thursday, 11:15 a.m. Central. So that'll be 12:15 Eastern to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. We just have a variety of guests and, anyone from like voiceover people to actors, comedians, authors. It's just kind of a mix of good topics and good conversation with people.
Fantastic. Next week, provided Jamie doesn't get called to work again, he will be back and we'll have more fun next time. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
Thank you.
Good night.